everyone. Welcome back to Video Jouzu, San Diego Comic-Con 2015. It's getting into the afternoon. We're getting tired, but we are still here. And today, right now, we are interviewing Yomi. He's flown all the way from London. He may be a little bit jet-lagged, but he's been gracious enough to talk about his graphic novels.
Thank you.
And so let's start from the beginning. Tell everyone about the titles and a little bit of your inspiration for them.
Well, the whole project's called Clockwork Watch, and it's a story told through graphic novel, role play, newspaper, live events, and film. And the inspiration, well, I've been into steampunk for quite a while, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. I also happen to be black, which is evident to a certain degree. But I also wanted to create something that just jarred with the conventional steampunk, but at the same time offer everyone a low entry point so they can actually get into it. Because sometimes you see this amazingness, the flamboyance that is steampunk, and you kind of think, I can't afford that. So create a story that gave everyone an opportunity to not just access, but actually take ownership of. Clockwork, well, what's it about? Queen Victoria invites an Indian kinetic engineer over to London to build a kinetic heart to power a new generation of clockwork servants, these automatons, more or less slaves of this particular bizarre, weird science world. And he does extremely well. He puts the heart in, they do brilliantly well, successful all around the world, bar one or two things. When you've got a clockwork doing all of your manual work, what do you do with the cleaner that you've been employing? You know, what do you do? And all of these things create a rather bizarre social situation, which the public aren't quite happy with. But at the same time, it's being driven by big business and industry, who believe it's the way forward. They're putting great back into Great Britain. As the story progresses, something miraculous happens. A clockwork gains its sentience and starts his own unique fight for civil rights.
And are they sequential, the arrival, TikTok IPA #1 and #2? And again, I've noticed that it is very international. Is your main character the one that comes from India, from Queen Victoria?
Yes, the main protagonist comes from India as a little boy. And at the end of the story, he's a grown man and he's full of a lot of rage. The books are hand-drawn, hand-painted, watercolor. We decided to do something very unique, stay away from the computer altogether. And you've got two different threads. You've got the father who brings his son over from India, creates a unique world, and that story progresses. And further along the lines, the son believes his father's got a god complex and decides he's going to destroy everything his dad's created. And then you've got the subtext, which is the clockwork servant who gains his sentience and finds himself in a world where he's more or less hated, and he starts his fight for freedom. As the story progresses, they come to loggerheads. The son, with all of his rage, meets the person who believes he ought to be free.
And the artist who, unfortunately, cannot be here at San Diego Comic-Con, how did you meet them, and what do you see as what have they told you is their inspiration for the artwork that they've done?
Well, I met Jenny through my editor, who is Corey, who's standing over there raising his eyebrows. Jenny had been working on quite a few projects, and I was introduced to her, well, more or less, not so much introduced, but I was not actually made known. Corey just said, this is the lady who's going to be doing your artwork. And then one day she posted online that she was having a really, really bad day. And I sent her a note back just saying, the best is yet to come. And it wasn't until I believe I handed over the first paycheck that I said, I was the guy who sent you that message about a year and a half ago saying the best is yet to come. Here it is. Jenny does watercolor. She loves the hand drawing. And the references, to a certain degree, are really bizarre, because I found within the UK, I found the most senior Sikh in the civil service, and I asked him to give us some guidance with regards to the color and the culture. I'm not an Asian, but we needed something that was real to life, and he did a lot of work with Jenny. The color, the culture, the clothing, the tradition, all brought to the table. So Jenny took her cue from him, while our writing itself gave her an indication of how we wanted the world to look, and how we wanted the characters to behave.
Now, is the story complete or is there more to come?
There's a lot more to come in the story, actually. We've got 5 books here. The 6th is called Countenance. And what we did was we did A for Arrival, B for Breakaway, C for Countenance. But at the same time, the story originated as a film script that I wrote about 7 years ago, and realized that no one was ever going to give me money to make a film. So I wrote the graphic novels and realized no one was ever going to publish my graphic novels. So then I started hosting 9-hour immersive experiences where you can live within the narrative, meet the characters as a way of launching the books. So we now, after the 6th book, we move into film, and we're going to be looking for a director to help us flesh the story out and bring it to life.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. It's a long game, and we've been extremely patient. You're not going to give me about £10 million to make something, but if we have a unique story that people have bought into and has more or less to a certain degree stood the test of time, there's a very strong chance we'll find someone to come along and say, I'll direct this for you, and give us the access to funds that we need.
And where can people find you online if they want to learn out more about Clockwork Watch?
We've got clockworkwatch.org, which is our production blog that has all the details, all the background, there's little sneak peeks and all the rest. But if people want to follow the actual story itself, clockworkwatch.com has our online newspaper, which is co-created by the public. They can write their own stories and add it to the story world. So we're generating this whole big universe together.
That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, and have a great con.
This is Shannon reporting from San Diego Comic-Con 2015. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to learn more about what we're doing and keep up with the interviews. Till we see you again, have a nice con or have a nice day.